we're going to go ahead and dive right in. Lesson 29 is where we are, okay? And we are continuing on with long division. Not a big change today, except for how big our dividend is. And the dividend is in the den. It's the number inside, okay? So we'll see that in just a few minutes. If you go ahead and get out your whiteboards and markers, and we'll get started with some practice before we jump into that long division. All right, look at this problem right here. If you don't read the fine print, the small words, and you're not sure what we're going to do with this. It says find half by using long division. Find half of this number with long division. Okay, so if I wanted to find half of this number with long division, can you just write on your board what that long division problem would look like?
Yeah.
Go ahead and do that. And you're going to show it to me in just a minute. What would the long division problem look like if I asked you to find half of that number with long division? A lot of boards have this. I didn't mean to do that. Let me go back. I meant to do that. A lot of your boards have this. But you're not quite sure what else to put. Okay? I was cutting a number in half, and we just want to know that language, because you might read that sometime. You might read it in a word problem. You might just, this could very easily be a real world problem that you have, okay? We've got this much stuff, and we're going to give half to this and half to this, so what does that mean? How would we figure that out? What would the problem look like? Miranda, what would the problem look like?
38 divided by 2.
It would be 38 divided by 2. If I'm going to cut something in half, I want to know 2 equal groups, don't I? Okay? So I want you to know that language, that to cut something in half, to divide something in half would mean to divide it by 2. Okay? Just like to double something would mean to multiply it by 2. Okay? All right, so what is half of 38? Let's go ahead and work that out since we're here. Numbers on top. How many groups of 2 can we get out of 3? Yeah. Just 1. 2 times 1 is 2. Subtract that and get 1 and bring that down. So now, how many groups of 2 can I get out of 18? Yeah.
9.
9. Okay. 2 times 9 is 18. We subtract that and get 0. Nothing to bring down. We've got 0, so we're finished. No remainder. So half of 38 is 19. All right. So now, if I asked you to find half of 744, first of all, time out. Time out. Look at me. Is this going to have a remainder or not?
No.
Ooh. No? Yes? Yes? No? Okay. Work it out. We'll talk about the answer to that question in just a minute, because right now you're fixing to prove yes or no. You're cutting a number in half. You're dividing it by 2. So you're answering for yourself 2 questions. 1, you're finding what half of this is. 2, you're also figuring out, does this have a remainder or not? We're going to leave that alone for just another minute. So remember, was it last week or the week before? The days are getting away from me now. But we talked about factors and multiples. Okay? And any number that is even is divisible by 2 evenly, which means it's not going to have a remainder. Is this number going to have a remainder divided by 2?
No.
No, because 2 is one of its factors. Okay, so let's go ahead and work this out, though. How many 2's can I get out of 7? Now, what's the most 2's I can get out of 7? I know I can get 1. I can probably get a couple, but I need the most that I can get. Mason, how many?
You can get 6.
Okay, 6 is what it's going to be, but how many 2's is 6?
3.
Okay, so that's what I put up here. I'm going to pull out 3 2's. And when I do, that's going to equal 6, because 2 times 3 is 6. Okay. Now, how many 2's can I get out of 14? What's the most I can get out of 14?
7.
7. In fact, 2 times 7 is 14. That's 0. Bring the 4 down. That's red on red. I hope we can see that okay. Okay. How many 2's can I get out of 4? If I have 4 of whatever, how many times can I grab 2 of them? Yes.
2.
2. 2 times. 2 groups of 2. 2 times 2 is 4. And that helps it work out evenly. There is no remainder, no other number to bring down. Okay, so if you have an even number and you're dividing it by 2, you're not going to have a remainder. Okay? So if you work it out and you do get a remainder, that's a clue. Hey, I need to go and check some things. Okay?
Can you check our work? I've been doing it.
If I hope you get in the habit of these larger division problems, especially checking your work. If we were to check this, let's just go ahead and say this for this problem, because we are going to be checking our work later. How would we do that? Remind us of what to do. Remind us of what to do. Brandon, what do we do?
Multiply the number that up here.
Multiply which numbers? Okay. What's that number on top called? Starts with a Q. Quotient. We're going to multiply our quotient by our what? What's that 4th grade word? Help him out. Divisor. Okay. By the divisor. So those outside numbers should equal the inside number. 372 times 2 744. Whoop, there we go. Okay. Okay. Now, I know the suspense has been killing you. I know you're anxious and excited to see what's coming for you this morning.
Oh,
Clear off your board.
do not tell me this place. Do not tell me it is a 4-digit number. It is.
What is different about this division problem? Now, I'm not looking. Shh. I'm not looking here. Okay. What is different about this division problem versus the ones that we had yesterday? Charlie, what?
These are 4-digit.
Okay. Where's the 4-digit number? It's inside. Right here. It's right here. It is our dividend. The number inside of the division house.
It's a
Okay.
dividend.
What is that going to change?
Nothing.
So it got a little bigger.
Nothing.
What is that going to change? It is going to change some things. But what?
Your answer?
Is it going to make the problem so much harder?
Yeah. No.
So we don't know what to do?
No.
No. What did you just say? What is it going to change?
Answer.
Well, sure. What about the answer?
It's gonna be bigger.
Okay, it could possibly be bigger, couldn't it? Okay, so our answer could be bigger. And I know that might seem like a small change. Any other changes we might see?
We're gonna do more writing down.
Okay. We are going to have to go through. Move the furniture. Our steps that we talked about a long time ago.
Daddy, mom, sister, brother.
We're just going to have to go through them one more time. Okay? So, could the problem take maybe a little bit longer time?
Yes.
Sure. Okay. All right. I'm going to actually flip this over to a board with more room. Okay. I would suggest, if you haven't already, and most of you have, that turn your board where it's tall. Okay. $4,325 divided by. Okay. Let's do this. Divided by 3. Okay. Yeah. It's not working. Okay.
They said it looks like your screen.
Let me come look for just a second. All right, so I'm going to challenge you for just a second to work this out while I help Miss Terry. Okay? So let's see what you get, and I do want you to check your work if you get it finished. so I'm looking. Ooh, you got a full board, don't you? Alright, I hope you've tried to check it. Alright, so what I'm going to do is try to catch up with you. So if you would be checking your steps while I am putting them on the board. Okay? Alright, so how many 3s can I get out of 4? You start with that first digit because if that first digit's large enough, you want to take something out of it. If it's too small, we're going to grab one next door. But this one's large enough. So Bailey, how many? Just 1. 3 times 1 is 3. So I subtract that. Okay? These are our steps that daddy, mama, sister, brother, that a lot of you are not having to write anymore and repeat. Okay? We have gotten all the way to subtracting. And now we're ready to bring down. Okay? And now we're ready to repeat. How many 3s can we get out of 13? Think about 13. I want to grab the most groups of 3 out of 13 that I can. Think about it. How many? Miranda, how many?
4.
You think you can get 4 groups. So what's 3 times 4?
12.
Okay. That's going to get me very close to 13 without going over. So that is right. I'm going to subtract that. So I've done all of these steps again. And I'm ready to bring down. I bring down the next digit, which is a 2. Huh. Okay, I just subtracted 12. And now I have a 12. How many groups was that? 4. So let me do that again. 4 groups of 3 is 12. Because if I can get the exact number, that's what I want.
And it's going to be 0.
It's going to be 0, and it's going to feel awfully close to being finished with this problem.
No.
But you cannot be finished until you've brought all of these down. So once again, we've done all this. We're ready to repeat again. Okay, there's a 5. How many 3s can I get out of 5? If I have 5, how many times can I grab a group of 3 out of that? Isabella, how many? Okay, stop there. Just 1. Okay. Let's move that bubble. Okay. And when we subtract, and again we've done these, we've subtracted. There's nothing to bring down now. We have a 2. Is the 2 big enough to be a group of 3?
Yeah, no.
No. So it becomes our
Remainder.
okay. Now I think somebody said this a few minutes ago. Our answer, our quotient might get a little larger. It does look a little larger already than what we're used to. Yeah.
I thought it was a remainder of 2.
You know it is.
Why
Why I wrote a 3? I'm glad you're on your toes. Maybe I did that on purpose, just so I could see if you were paying attention.
I was confused.
Okay. If you're confused, don't sit there confused. Please ask. Okay. Will did the right thing to ask about that. Okay. I don't know if my eyes saw the 3, and because I'm talking, I wrote a 3. That can happen. All right. Now, when we check our work, which is what we're fixing to do, we would have caught that then too, wouldn't we? All right. So to check your work, you would have taken 4,000. Nope. I'm looking in the inside. 1,441 times 3. 3 times 1. 3 times 4. 3 times 4 again plus 1 more. 3 times 1 plus 1 more. Okay. But what do we need to do with this? Add it. If I would have added 3 there, because I would have written down the wrong answer, I would have hopefully caught it right here as well. Okay.
And then you would have got 6.
Then I might have been staring at the board for a while going, what did I do? Okay. 4,325 is also our dividend.
If nobody would have told you there was a 3, your answer would have been 4,326.
But I would have known right there, hey, something's not right. So I had to go check it out. Okay. All right, so is this that bad? No.
It's honestly easier.
Because sometimes when we see large numbers, we tend to get a little nervous, a little scared by them. And all I want you to see is this is just doing the steps one more time. Okay, it's nothing to be alarmed by. It's just doing the steps one more time. Okay, so go ahead and clear off your board, and we're going to practice this just a little before we move to our problem set. Okay.
4 digits?
Yeah. Okay.
Do we have 4 pages on
I have not counted them. I'm sure I feel like they're spread out again, but I don't know the number of pages. Okay. So let's go with 3,122 divided by 5. Okay. All right, let me give you a second. Since you did so well with that other one, let me give you a second to go ahead and start on your own. This is that one. You go ahead and check your work. When you start a problem like this, what kinds of questions do you need to ask yourself to get it started? Yeah, help us out.
How many 5s can you get out of 31?
Okay. Because immediately when you saw this, I feel like you recognized I can't get a group of 5 out of 3. It's too big. So you've got to grab that digit next door to make a number large enough to get groups of 5 out of. Okay, how many groups of 5 can we get out of 31? That's very close to one of our fact families. How many? 5 times what is closest to 31? What is 5 times 6?
30.
Okay. So I'm going to put my 6 here above the ones place in 31. 5 times 6 is 30. I'm going to subtract that and get 1. Bring down the next digit. Okay, Bailey, how many 5s can I get out of 12? 2. 5 times 2 is 10. That's the most I can get out. And subtract. Here comes the next digit. Okay. Valerie, what's the most 5s I can get out of 22? How many 5s is that? Uh-oh. How many 5s is that?
4.
Okay. I can get 4 5s. 4 times 5 is 20, and subtract that, and I get 2. Now there's nothing to bring down. Okay. What does that 2 become? Martin, what does that 2 become?
That 2 becomes a remainder.
Okay. Now, was that quotient quite as long?
No.
No, because when we wound up grouping that together, it made it just a little bit shorter. Let's check our work. 5 times 4, 5 times 2 plus 2 more, 5 times 6 plus 1 more. But we have to add in that remainder. Okay, and that number is the same as that right there. Okay. All right, question about this one? Does it feel like we're doing the same thing again today
Yes.
that we've been doing? We are. We're just doing it one more time with, going through those steps one more time when we have to bring down another digit. Guys, you know what? Let's do this. Hold on. I could give you a number that looked like this.
Give us 7 digit. Yeah, 7 digit.
1 million.
Oh, dang, that's a, or 100,000 or something. 1 billion. Yes.
Let's
go.
go.
Now, I could give you that right now and you could figure it out.
Yeah.
We can do this for fun, okay? For fun, yes, I did just say that.
For fun.
As a challenge, because what am I trying to prove to you? It doesn't matter how long the number is on the inside. You just keep doing the steps until you've brought all the digits down. Let's give it a try. Why not? Now, I would suggest writing a little smaller because you may be coming down more
20
times.
times.
It's gonna feel like that.
20 million times.
Now, this is simply to prove to yourself, hey, I can do this.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna jump in here and start doing this with you, but do check your work with mine. How many 3s can we get out of 7?
6. I mean
2. How many 3s can we get out of 13?
4.
3 times 4 is 12. See, when we first start, we just see this giant number, but really you're just working with small chunks at a time, okay? So when we bring that 2 down, just like Caleb told us just a second ago, 4 groups of 3, we need that same thing again. 4 groups of 3. How many 3s can I get out of a 4? Just 1. I'm going to write small, huh? Okay. How many 3s can we get out of 15? 3 times 5 is 15. Nothing else to bring down, no remainder. 24,415. Anybody get that? What?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's check. 24,000. What, Miss Wendy? That multiplication problem is huge. So you do it the same way you do other multiplication problems. 3 times 5 is 15. 3 times 1 is 3, plus 1 more is 4. 3 times 4 is 12. 12, 13, 6, 7. 73,245.
I got 22. I don't even know how to say it. 24,450. I got that.
Okay.
I want that.
Now, are we going to have problems this large? No.
I want
But
that.
I almost wrote a number that was in the millions just to make a point. I'm not going there. Okay. The whole reason we did this large number was to just prove a point that you know what you're doing. That all this is when the number looks larger is just going through the steps a few more times. Okay. All right. So let's clear this off. I don't want this to scare anybody away. Okay. I do want you to see what our problem set looks like. Again, the number of pages, we'll figure that out in a second when we come back. But it looks just like it did yesterday, except for the size of the dividend. Okay? You have now yesterday, I think we pretty much filled these boxes, and I think they're the same size. So I would start either a little higher or write a little smaller. You're going to have the problem. And then over here, you're going to check your work. Okay. All right, just like yesterday. We'll talk about how many of those we're doing and all that in just a little bit. Okay? Go ahead and put your whiteboard away.